So good afternoon, everyone. This is Emir from Oasis,
And Sarah?
and today we wanted to share a video and basically give you some training on how to use this higher level self portal thing where you will keep track of your time and then also how you can view the schedule of classes available. I know initially when we transitioned, we had this training, and I think we had quite a few people come, but that's been, about 5 to 6 months. So we tend to forget some of these things if we only use it once. So what we wanted to do was just record this video so you can basically refer to it whenever you need, just to get training and a refresher on how to use the system. I know Sarah and I at least once a week get emails of, oh, where do I go? How do I do this? So I think this would be a good video to have. We'll post it up and we'll share it with everyone. It might be a YouTube link, it might be a link we send, but we'll make sure that everyone has access to it. That way you can just kind of go on it and click it whenever you need a refresher.
Also, the great part about it is that at any point in time during the video, if you need to pause it, write something down, take a note, try something out, feel free to do that and then just hit play and keep going.
Yes, good point. So we'll be basically going through this just to show you what the options are. But like we say, the majority of it will just be using a time card and basically being able to view the schedule as we slowly transition to posting all of our schedule onto this system. So first of all, I know we get confusion on where do we log on. So I know we've gone through probably 2 or 3 sites of creating usernames and passwords, but this is the main site where we will go to do our time card and view our schedule. So if you can't see this link up here at the very top, we did post that here. So it will be, you can't copy and paste, but you can just type this in, and if you need to pause the video, you can pause the video as you're typing in, but this is what you will type in, and it will take you to this exact screen here. So we'll get started here. So the first thing we're looking at here is your employee login and password. So this is something we've given to each one of you. If you don't have that, if you're having trouble logging in, just let us know. But the login for everyone should be, I believe, the Oasis with 4 numbers behind it, I believe. And then the password would be, we initially had the password for you, but then once we changed the password or we gave you that password, it would have asked you to change it yourself to something you will remember. And it will be, so as I type in here, when I type it in, remember that it will be all lower cases, Oasis with the numbers, and then the password will be whatever we sent or whatever you created. And there should be no spaces in these. So we'll get started here. We have our own little fake account we created, so we can kind of walk you through of what you should be seeing as the part-time employees, part-time facilitators, or instructors. So first, we want to point out that this is what you will be looking at, and this is the link that we gave you that will log you into the options where you have the option to do in the time card, have the option of viewing the schedule, so on and so forth. So this is that one. So you can see here it says employee self portal, service portal, HireLevel, and it'll just ask for your username and password. But then here, if you see on the right, there is a little web clock option. So if you click on this, it looks almost exactly the same, but there's a no employee self portal up here, and it has the clock in and clock out. So this web clock here specifically will just log you in, and basically is if you were going into a job and you're just clocking in at that exact time. So if you were going to teach at the library, you're teaching matter of balance, and you wanted to do this live where I just arrived and I'll clock in from here, this is something you could use. But again, the majority have been just using the time card option and just logging in their time instead of trying to do it live, which can cause confusion, and sometimes we have bad connections or you forget. So it's pretty much easier to use the time card for the most part, and I think that's what everyone's been using. So basically, you can just kind of flip-flop through these by just clicking the web clock and time card. So when you're in the actual web clock, don't let it confuse you. This is the web clock, even though it says time card. This just gives you the option to go to the other one. So if I click time card, it'll actually take me here. And this is the one I want to be on to log in, because you won't have the clock in, clock out, and you see the employee self-service portal up here. So we'll go ahead and log into our account. So as I mentioned, it would be all lower cases and no spaces. So for our username, it would be Oasis 9999. Yours would probably be Oasis with some random numbers behind it. And then the password is whatever we have sent you or whatever you have created. If you've already logged on and used the system, then you might know your password. If you have never used it and you don't know your password, get in touch with us. Or if you're having trouble logging in with the password we gave you, we might just have to reset it, and then we can do that for you as well. So we will go ahead and log in here, and I'll just click sign in. And this is what everyone will be seeing. So again, we're using a system that you would be seeing as well. So we're basically logged in as all of you would be. And first, what you see here is just kind of welcome to a dashboard, and that's what this one is. So if I click the dashboard, it'll just load up, and this is exactly what I'm viewing at. Here, it just gives you some statistics about the total hours you worked. So whatever hours you've entered, it'll kind of add them up here. Total missing punches. Basically, if you clocked in or you clocked out, but you left one of them blank, it'll just say you're missing a punch. This is just a reminder, but we'll show you this as we go into the time card option. And then we have edits that you've made. So this is if you entered something and you made edits. It just kind of does a tally of how many edits you've made, and then how many notes you've left in your time card as well. This is nothing really you have to focus on. This is just, as it says here, statistics, so you can just kind of see what you've been doing in the time card. So that's dashboard. Really nothing there too exciting. So next we'll go here and we'll click web clock. So where we logged on, this would basically be the same thing, except for now you're logged on and all you're doing here is clicking clock in, clock out. Again, you don't have to use this feature, because if you're just using this to enter your hours, if you just want to use the schedule, or you're here to enter your hours via the time card, then this is something you wouldn't be using, so you can ignore that. And then here is kind of the primary thing we'd be using. So this is the time card option. This is where I want to say most of you, if not all of you, have been entering in your time. So this is what you see. So right now, it automatically takes you to the current pay period. And here, you basically see the dates that are in the pay period. So if you're teaching a class, you would enter, this week or the following week. This is where you would enter the hours. So we get paid bi-weekly. So these are the dates that will be on your check whenever it's time. So you can see here that we've already entered something for Wednesday at 12 o'clock just as a test. And here's an example of that missing punch where, Wednesday's passed, it's Thursday the 15th now, and Wednesday the 14th passed, and I clocked in, so I entered something here, but I didn't clock anything out at the out box, so it just let me know that something's missing here. So that I clocked in for this time, but I didn't mention when I left or when I stopped. So that's kind of when you went on the dashboard here. You see that little total missing punches. It says 1. That's because it says missing once on there. And if I click on that, it'll take me to my time card as well. But again, you click time card to take you here. So this is pretty straightforward, I think, to use. So you could basically, whatever dates you teach, grocery shop, make charts, make phone calls, whatever days you're doing something on, just go ahead and put it in on that date. So for example, if I'm teaching every Wednesday, so I'm scheduled to teach Matter of Balance at the Lewis and Clark Library on Wednesdays, and I'm teaching the 6:14 and 6:21. I can go in there and enter the time I've taught. So basically how you do that is all you would do here is, since I've already entered something here, it gives me the option to edit. So I can click edit to modify that little line that I've been working on, or I can click add to add something new. So all of the blank ones here say add, and that's what we want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this one. And when you click edit, you can edit that line that we were looking at. You can modify it, or you can click delete if you'd like, and that will just remove it. So again, now we're looking at it. Now there's nothing there. So let's say, and we'll just run through a couple of these for you just to show you how to use it. So let's say I'm teaching matter of balance at the Lewis and Clark Library. I came home after I taught. I want to enter in my hours now. Again, you don't have to do it every day, but you do have to do it every 2 weeks when the pay period ends. So let's say I just decided to do it. Today's Thursday, so I have time today, and I taught Wednesday, so I'll click in and I'll do, okay, so my class started at 10, but I showed up at 9:45, just a little bit earlier to set up and whatnot, and then I could click the A to do the AM, and then I can click, for those of you who are experienced and are really good with the computers and keyboards, you can click tab on your top left on your keyboard to take you to the next box over, or you could just click with your mouse. You can click the next box. Those are the options there. Okay, so let's say my class was 10 to 12. The class ended at 12, but I stayed after 15 minutes to clean up, and people had questions, so I was done at 12:15. So I'm going to type in 12:15 and the P for PM. So now it's saying that I arrived at 9:45 a.m. and I left at 12:15 p.m. Deducted time, don't worry about this. This is not something we use or have been using, so you don't have to worry about that. And then over here is basically something we've developed and are trying to use just so we get a better idea of how much time is spent in what category. So if you click on the box here, it has an automatic drop-down menu. It's automatically set to regular, so that's just kind of general. Just you aren't distinguishing what you're doing, but you could have the option of grocery shopping, training, prep time, chart making, teaching, phone calls. So basically here is what you can select, and that way it just gives us a better idea of, on average, how much time is being spent on chart making, how much time is being spent on prep time, just so we have a better idea as we kind of develop some of our policies and procedures. It's just nice to know how much time people are spending on certain areas. So it does help us out if you select what you've been doing. So like I said, this was me teaching the class. So I would select teaching here. And then again, for those of you who are comfortable using the keyboard, if you are on this and don't want to use your mouse, you're just nifty with the keyboard, you can click, let's say if I did prep time, you click the P, but it'll take you to phone calls first. But if I click P again, it'll take me to prep time because those are two P options. If I did teaching, I click T on the keyboard, it takes me to training. T again, takes me to teaching. It just gives you the other options. Again, that's if you're nifty with your keyboard. And then C is for chart making, so on and so forth. So it'd be just the first letter of each of these words. So, but again, that's if you're nifty with the keyboard and you're comfortable using. Otherwise, you can just click on it and it gives you the options. So I'll go ahead and click teaching here because that's what I did at that time. Hours, you don't have to enter because I clicked in and out here. So it'll automatically generate my hours here once I click save. But if you don't type anything in on the in and out and you just want to type in, I work 3 hours, you would just leave these blank and you would just type in 3 here or 2.5 or 2 wherever it may be. But you do not have to enter both of these. If you entered it here, this will automatically generate. If you entered it here but not here, it'll just leave those blank, but it'll still count all the hours you've done. So I don't have to worry about that since I did in and out. And then finally, the last thing is just what class it was. So again, this helps us determine, let us know what class you're teaching. So for example, if you're teaching matter of balance and the diabetes workshop in the same week at the same time, not the same time during the day, but that way we just can distinguish, oh, okay, that one was for matter of balance instead of diabetes. So it also helps us, and then I think it'll help you as well so you know where you spent your time. So like I said, this was matter of balance, so I'll select matter of balance, and that way that's what I did. So I taught here at matter of balance, and then I arrived at 9:45 a.m. My class was 10 to 12, so I arrived 15 minutes early for setup, and then let's say I left 15 minutes early after cleanup, and maybe some participants pulled me over for some questions. here as well. So again, for those of you who are nifty with your keyboard, if you're on this and you're just kind of scrolling without using your mouse, if you're on this section and you click E, let's say, so if I go over here, if I click E, it'll take me to extra start. If I take M, it'll take me to matter balance. I click B, take you to better choices. So again, it's just the first letter of the word here, and then if you click it multiple times, if there's multiple options with the same letter, you can scroll through those. So if I had better choices, I click B again, it'll take me to better balance, just so you know. But again, you have the option of just using your mouse and selecting. And then finally, kind of what stays here is this comments about this edit. So if you have any comments that you need to make about the edit or anything, you can make those here. But what we were telling people basically is we can use this field for basically if you looked at your pay stub or noticed that you were missing some hours and it's too late to change it on your previous pay period because the checks already went out, you can go in here on the current pay period and enter in some hours. Let's say I forgot I did extra start last week and I forgot to enter for one of the classes I taught. So I taught, I was teaching for an hour, but I got out there 15 minutes early and left 15 minutes after. So I had an hour and a half that wasn't accounted for in my previous pay period, in my previous check. I can come in here and on this current pay period and just click add on whatever date you want. But go ahead and please fill out all of these options here. So the time in, time out, the category or the hours, and then what class it was. But on the comments, this is where we do need a comment letting us know that missed time for extra start last pay period, forgot to enter like an hour and a half, whatever. Just leave us some kind of note in here. That way we know what we're looking at when we do look at the payments that are going out. That way we're like, oh, well, Sally's not teaching anything for me, but she has an hour and a half. What is this? Instead of calling Sally, we can go in here and see the comments, and we see, oh, Sally taught extra start, but she forgot to enter it. So she's entering in here, and it clears up all the confusion for us. So we don't have to hunt you down, and we don't have to spend too much time trying to figure out where that hour and a half came from. So that's kind of where you could use this comment field, just letting us know if you forgot some hours from a previous pay period. But hopefully we get pretty good at it and we won't forget many of our hours. But in case it does happen, just go in the current pay period, enter that information in, leave us a comment, and then the final step here is make sure you hit save. Once you hit save, this is what you'll see here. It just generated it here. You can't really click on any of this stuff here, but you see the in and out, teaching. Like I said here, it'll automatically generate the amount of hours you did. So it's 2.5 hours. If I didn't enter the in and out and I just entered 2.5, it would have just left these here blank and it would have just been 2.5 here and then better balance.
But now, so say that you've made an error. For example, you clicked better balance instead of matter of balance. So let's do an edit.
Yes. So here you see, I said I taught matter of balance, but I selected better balance. So I noticed that here, and I go, it's as simple as clicking edit here. All you do is click edit, and it will edit that line that you selected. So all I would have to do is go over here and click matter of balance, and instead of, so you have now delete, cancel, save. We just want to save it, and just taking some time here, and it's saved. Now I fixed it. It says matter of balance. Perfect. So that's basically how you can enter hours for what you've done. So we know there's multiple things everyone's doing. Some people might be grocery shopping for their classes. Some people might be chart making for their classes. So you want to enter more hours for that stuff. So now, again, if you did it on a different day, you would just select a different day here. Let's say I did it on Tuesday before class. I click add, and again, it would be the exact same thing. I would enter in the out. If you don't want to enter, I started at 8:07 and I ended at 8:47 or whatever, you can just enter the hours. So you did half an hour here, or an hour, 2 hours, whatever it may be. Or if you just want to say 10 to 11, or if you just want to say 1 hour. Again, totally up to you. You don't have to use both fields. just use one of them and it'll automatically populate the hours here.
So let's do 30 minutes of prep time, but let's just enter the time and not the in and out time.
Okay, so here, like Sarah said, we'll do, so again, if I'm just going to enter the hours instead of the in and out, I'll just go, I can leave these blank and I would just go over here. We said it was prep time before class and I did half an hour. So half an hour would be 0.5. And then I would just go over here. And again, it was matter of balance. That's a class I prepped for. I select matter of balance. So I just filled out prep time for half an hour for matter of balance. I hit save here. Voila. It generated this half hour here for us. As you see, in and out wasn't mandatory because we entered the hours here and it populated it. And then at the bottom, it'll show you the total hours you've worked for that pay period. So now you see that we did that. So that's an option. And again, you could do that same thing for teaching. If you know you just taught 2.5 hours, just type it in here.
So now let's do the fact that you went grocery shopping on the same day as one of those.
Okay, so let's say I taught, my class was at 10 here, and before the class, I was also assigned, it was my responsibility to go grocery shopping this week, so I did grocery shopping as well. So basically, if you did it on the same day, the beauty of this thing is you can, again, it gives you the option of clicking add on the exact same day here. So you see that we taught on Wednesday, but we can edit. If I click edit, it'll change this line here that we already created. But if I click add, it'll just add an additional row here for another set of things that I've done. So you see here it kept the first one of teaching, but I can add more, and you can add as many as you want. So let's say I did grocery shopping. Grocery shopping, again, as a reminder, is when we get to the store and when we leave the store. So let's say I did 9 to, so I arrive at the grocery store at 9, so I'll enter 9, and then I grocery shop for 15 minutes, so I'll say 9:15 here. Again, you don't have to worry about the deducted time, and then over here on the category, let us know it's grocery shopping. I don't have to worry about the hours because I entered it in over here, and then again, it was for matter of balance. That's what I did it for. That's the class it was for. I select matter of balance, so I enter the time, the category, and what class it was for. And then again, I would click save here, and you see here it automatically populated, and it does it by time. So the first thing that you did goes to the top. So not from 9 a.m. to 9:15. I did grocery shopping. It totals the hours for you here. For matter of balance, and then you can see here on the same day we did these two different things. Again, if I want to edit it, you would just have to go to the right row here. So if I want to edit the teaching one, I would have to click the second one here. If I want to edit the grocery shopping, I'd have to select this one. Again, if I wanted to add something else on a Wednesday, let's say I went home and made phone calls the same day as well. Again, you can click add on Wednesday, and all it does is just generate a whole another row for you to enter hours. So you can basically do as many things as you want on the exact same day. If you clicked on it by accident, clicking add, and you don't, oh, I didn't mean to click add, just click cancel here, and it'll just take you back. So that's really how you work the time card here. Basically, just select the date you did things, click add, enter this, most of this information here, and it'll start populating your hours here total. Doing multiple things on the same day, just click and add on the same day. If you have to edit a certain one, click edit, and then that should be it for that. Yeah, and then this, if you're teaching, this could be different. If you're doing better balance, then you'd select better balance. So if I'm going here on Wednesday, and I also did extra start, afterwards, I can click add here, and let's say I teach extra start at 2 o'clock, and I'll just type in an hour here for this example. So instead of typing in 2 to whatever time I left, I'll just say I did teaching for 1 hour here, and this was for my extra start class down the road. I clicked extra start here and just click save. And again, you see it added on the Wednesday, and then move teaching up here at 1 o'clock for extra start. So basically just enter all the information that you have in here, and then please do use this category feature here to let us know what you've been doing, so we can kind of just look at the reports and know how much time is being spent on what. And then mandatory is this class here. We do need to know what class you're teaching, because that way it just distinguishes basically what rates you're getting, and it lets us know what you're teaching. So if you're teaching 2 different things at the same time, we do need to know where those hours are coming from. So please do select class here. Please do enter either the hours here or in and out, or you can just do them both if you want to do in and out on some and hours, but one of those has to be populated, and then categories as well. So for most of them, you'll be entering in for 3 of these different things. And then finally, you would have to do approvals. So Sarah, if you notice, Sarah sends out a email, and I think it comes from the HireLevel emails instead of Sarah directly. I'm not sure, but it's one of those emails. Basically, she sends them every time you have to approve your pay period so you can get paid the following week. She sends it out on Friday. She says, please approve your time card by Monday, I believe, by 10 o'clock on Monday. So that gives you a few days there to make sure you go in and look at your time card, enter in all your hours, make sure you're not missing anything, and then make any edits if you need to make edits, and then finally approve the time card. So far, we haven't really asked people to officially approve the time card through the system, but we've just gave everyone fair warning to go in, look at your time card, because what you've entered is what you're getting paid for. But you can physically approve your time card in here by simply just going to time card options. You don't have to click it. If you just put your mouse over it, you get a little drop-down menu, and if you go to the bottom one, approve time card, again, you don't have to click it. You put your mouse over it, it'll generate this little 2 options here, and then here you would just select which one you want. So you can click approve all entries. It'll approve all of them at once. You don't have to worry about clicking each individual one. So if I click this, I don't know if I want to click it, but well, actually I will click it just to show you here. Are you sure you want to approve all entries? Yes. And these little guys turn green here, saying that I approved it.
And then remember that once it's approved, notice under the edit line, it says locked. So once it's approved, you can no longer edit. So any edits that need to come at that point in time will have to go through myself or Amir.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. So yeah, so once you have approved it here, it says locked. You won't be able to change it here. So you notice that the add and edit is gone from here. So you won't be able to click and edit this time here. It's kind of finalized, and if you do have trouble, if you do need to make edits, like Sarah said, you would have to give us a call or shoot us an email, and then we will have to change it for you. But like I said, we're using basically an employee service here, so we're basically looking at it like employees. So I can't even go in and edit it because we are here a fake employee. So I would have to contact Amir or Sarah to get my time card changed here. So I can't even make any edits now. But that just gives you a better idea of how to use this. You can also just look at your previous pay period of what you've entered. So I can go back, and it'll just take me to my previous pay period. Here I didn't enter anything. And it shows you here on the left side the dates. But if I go again next pay period, that'll take me to my current one. So this one's up to 6/24. So I have a whole another week to do this. And then again, Sarah sends that up a reminder every other Friday before the checks come out, not checks or electronic transfers, to let you know to please go in and review your time card and just make sure it's right, because if you're not making any changes and if you don't have any concerns, we're assuming that it looks good and we're ready to pay you. So that just gives you a few days to go in there and make sure you've entered everything you need and approve your time card. Again, you can go in here and do the approve all entries, or if you don't do that, we'll just assume that it's correct either way. It's not mandatory you select those, but it's just a good habit to go in here and select approve all entries, because that just gives us a confirmation that you did actually go look at it and it does look good to you. So that's the time card piece. Once you get used to it, it should be pretty straightforward and simple. And then again, you would do this for everything that you do related to teaching or class and instructing. So the categories give you a good example of all the things that really count. So that's that part. If you have any further questions on this, just contact Sarah or myself, Amir, and we'll give you our contact information at the end as well. So we'll kind of move on from this and go into the two other options we have here on the left. We have schedule and then personal information. So we are now going to go into the schedule. So this is basically where we made another big transition of how we send out what's available and what classes are coming up. I know Sarah still likes to send out some of those emails or of lists at least saying, hey, I need an instructor for this and that, and fills it, and then she enters those classes in for you here on her manager side. But you can also view it in here. So ideally, we'll slowly, since this is a new thing for all of us, we'll kind of slowly transition to putting all of our stuff onto the schedule option. So let's take a look at that and what that will look like. I know for my classes for the chronic disease and diabetes workshops, I don't think I've sent out any emails unless it was an emergency saying, hey, I need someone. But for the most part, I've been putting them in here, and then people have gone in here and requested to pick up classes. So I haven't sent out an email unless it's an emergency, and I think I haven't had too many emergencies. So if you click schedule, this is a good example here. So we do get sometimes calls about people not being able to access something because it's blocked, or they give us a message of, I get some kind of pop-up blocker or whatever, it won't show up. So basically, that's just a safety feature. Here, it's just saying it's blocked. It's trying to open a new tab. So I click schedule and it won't happen. So if you notice here, we're using Google Chrome. Some of you might be using different web browsers, so it might be different. But on Google Chrome, it gives us a little message here. It says pop-ups were blocked. When I go here on the top right, if you're following my mouse, there's a little, what it looks like a little tab or note with a red X by it, super tiny. But anyway, that will pop up when we click schedule. It kind of appeared here for us. So I click that. Now it gives me the options of I can click it, and I believe this will take me to the schedule by clicking it, or I can click always allow pop-ups from this specific website. So if you want to allow it to pop up every time you click schedule when you're on this site, you just click always allow and it won't give you that error anymore. Or if you want it to continue blocking, then you would just leave that. But I'm going to allow it because I'm going to allow pop-ups from this site, because every time I click schedule, it wants it to pop up into a new tab or a new browser. So I'll click always allow because I want that to happen. So I click done here. So I clicked always allow, and now when I click schedule, it allows it. So now I don't have to worry about that anymore. I believe my browser will actually kind of memorize that now. Whenever I click schedule, once I log in, it'll let me do this. But if you do have trouble with those, you can try giving us a call, and we'll try to see if we can solve that for you. Sometimes that's difficult just because depending on what web browser and what edition of the browser you're using, there's different options of allowing pop-ups. So we'll try to do our best to help you unblock and allow those pop-ups to get the schedule up. Some of you might automatically just allows it and you're good to go. Some of you might have that block, and you'll have to kind of maneuver around it to allow pop-ups, and then that way the schedule does pop up. So I allowed the pop-ups and I clicked on schedule again, and now this popped up. You see here that it gave me a new tab. if I click on this one, it'll take me back to this what we were using the whole time, but now this is a new tab that popped up, and this is schedule here. So here is, we won't use too much here. There's not really much to do here. I think basically what you see here is just the June calendar, because that's the month we are in. And basically right now it's all blank because I am not assigned to anything in June. So I have nothing to in my schedule. So how do we look at the classes that are available? Basically what we do is we'll click pick up shift here, and any classes that I am trained to teach will be available here. So it could, if I'm trained in chronic disease and diabetes and matter of balance, we will have those will pop up of what's available. If I'm just trained in matter of balance, the diabetes one should not pop up here because we did not assign matter of diabetes to you, or matter of balance, or whatever you're not assigned to. And then you'll also get basically when you get those emails saying shifts are open or available, that's basically what this is, what it's referring to, saying that Sarah or myself have added something to the schedule. So we've made a class available for you to try and pick up or view and see if that fits into your schedule. And that's where these things go. So if I got an email saying a new shift is available, I don't know how descriptive it gets in the emails, but basically that's saying that we probably added something to the schedule that you can try and pick up if you're interested. So here it looks like the only things that's up and available right now is the diabetes. I'm not sure what my user is assigned to. I might be assigned to matter of balance as well, and they're just not up. But it still gives us an example of what is available and not assigned yet 100%. So here you see it's unassigned yet. Class, Better Choices, Better Health Diabetes. It's an open shift. Again, name, date. So what we did was we put it on just one date, and this will be the first date of the class. The time is, again, the time of the workshops or class. The total hours here gets from the shift here. Position, it's just facilitator. That's what we are. The exercise instructors are instructors. That's just a distinguishing thing there. The location, I'll show you the location it is. We can't add too much information on these because we just have the option of naming the location. But what we try to do is give you the location name the best we can, and then over here on the far right, we give you the zip code it's located in. If you need more information, feel free to give us a call or send us an email saying, hey, I went on the schedule, I noticed says Mobap, Sunset Hills, what exactly is that, or where exactly is it? And then we can give you the exact location or address or whatever you need. And then here on the offers, basically shows you how many offers you are for that class. Comments, again, not sure really what that's for. You don't have to worry about that. And then on the notes is where we state how long the workshop is. So instead of having all of the dates for this Better Choices, Better Health Diabetes pop up here, so having 8 days available would be a long running list. We just put the first date, and you would only get that one email saying it's available. Otherwise, I think when we first tried it, it was sending out 8 emails because we made 8 classes available. But this way, it just puts one up, the first date, and then you can go see on the notes here. I'll give you the dates of the workshop. So it'll say July 12th is, and what we see here is the first class, and it goes through August 30th. 8 sessions, and as you know, those classes are once a week, and then the zip code of what location it's at. So basically, that's what it does for all of them. As you see this one, there's offers. So there's one offer. Don't let these offers deter you from sending in your own offer, because maybe you haven't taught a class, but someone's really interested in teaching that one. So maybe we have 5 offers for the class, but you need to teach one, and this one is like, might be the only one that works for you. We might actually assign it to you just because we want everyone to teach at least one class.
And then, remember too that there might be one offer, but we always need 2 facilitators per workshop. So we need at least 2 offers to show up.
Yes. So yes, good point. So 2 offers will be there, but sometimes we have more than 2. Sometimes we have less. And then if we notice that we don't have any offers, this is where Sarah and I can come in and say, oh man, the class is almost coming up. No one's really interested. Maybe people didn't see it, or we just have to do like an emergency. Hey, who can help us out and lead these workshops? So as you see here, WOBAP is coming up on July 12th, which is Wednesdays. Hint, hint, I'm promoting this because I have 0 offers. And if you want to send in an offer, it's as easy as clicking anywhere on this line here for this class. Let's say I click here. Now you see it's automatically blue, whereas it was just white before. Now that I click that one, I can click over here and I can click pick up shift. Once I click pick up shift, it says you picked up the selected shift. Okay. And now it's off my screen. Your request has been submitted. Okay, again, that's fine. Now it disappeared from here because I've already sent the request, so there's no point of me resending in a request. And then again, you can send as many requests as you want for as many workshops you want. If you are interested in teaching 5, just send us 5 requests. If you're just interested in 1, send us that 1 request for that one that works. Again, you probably won't be assigned to all 5 because we have to get other people to fill in, but do send us requests for whatever you are interested in. And then we do get an email saying that your request has been submitted. So that's how we know that someone submitted a request for a workshop. So that does let us know that there's someone that submitted a request. We get that on our email. And then, yeah, so again, if I'm also interested in this one, again, you see right now it's white when I'm not hovering over it, but when I do hover over it, it turns blue. But if I actually select it, it stays blue. Again, I click pick up shift if I'm interested in this one. I click OK. Your request has been submitted. OK. And again, you see that one's disappeared. And then that's it for how to really pick up a shift. So anything that is available that is something you can teach because you've been trained in that program will pop up here. So I can click close out of this now. And again, nothing's in my calendar. Just because I sent the request doesn't mean it's up. Next, we got my requests. Again, you can go in here and it shows the requests that I've submitted. If for some reason those change, I can check them and I can delete them if I'm no longer available. But hopefully if you've selected something and you're no longer available, you'll just let us know ahead of time instead of maybe like a week or so, just because it'll give us time to look for some new facilitators for that workshop. So let's say I'm no longer interested in those. Something popped up. You can go in here and select that you're no longer interested or you don't want to pick it up anymore, and you just click delete. And now I think I'll probably get emails saying that those have been removed. But now you see that in my requests I have nothing requested because I deleted the ones I'm not interested anymore. So once we pick up your shift.
So once we accept the fact that you are going to be leading that particular workshop or class, then we will go ahead and move that shift into your schedule. And then you will get an email that indicates that you have a shift in your schedule.
Yeah. So so like Sarah said, we will go in and basically on our end, on the manager's end, we do get a list of the people who send us the requests, and then we assign those. And when we do click on the name that we want, we click the person we want. For the class, we click assign, and then it'll automatically, I think it'll send you an email saying you've been approved for the class, and then we'll go in and enter that into your schedule for the other dates as well. So you'll probably get a couple more emails saying a shift has been added, and that would just be the additional days of the workshop. So again, like I mentioned, we only send that the first day for requests, but we leave in the notes saying that there's multiple sessions. But then once we go in and assign it, There's really no other way for us to work around the system, but we do. Once we assign you the other dates, so the other Wednesdays or Tuesdays that you're teaching, they'll send you a few more emails saying that you've been assigned to that shift as well. No, that will probably most likely be that you've been assigned the same workshop just on different days, the session 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on for that workshop. So you will get those emails. Unfortunately, there's no way to change it because it just automatically sends those once we put those into the calendar for you.
So unfortunately, those of you who teach ExerStart are likely to get 40 emails related to picking up that shift. So I have been trying to not necessarily put ExerStart onto the shift, but I think we're going to have to start doing that. So I apologize ahead of time.
Yes. So like I said, unfortunately, that's how the system works. If we enter, if you work on Tuesdays and Thursdays for ExerStart for 20 weeks, Sarah has to go in there and add those shifts for you for all those dates, and that will just send you it automatically sends an email for every date that shift has been added. So, but the nice thing is at least those will kind of all send out all at once because Sarah does it all at once, and then it'll just probably be a thread of emails all in a row. So that way you can just kind of select all of them all at once and then delete them because you won't really need them, and they won't be mixed in with your other emails because I think they do at least send all kind of in one big old long thread seconds after each other. So then also if you're creative and feel comfortable using the system, if you have to drop a shift, for example, one of the days you can't work let's say you're interested in teaching the matter of balance 8 weeks, but week 6 you can't be there, but you really want to teach the class, that's fine. If you have to miss more than a day, or maybe 2, then we just ask you to pick a different workshop just for consistency. But if you do have to miss a day, let's say I have to miss the 6th session, I could click whatever day that falls under in my calendar. I can select it, and then I can just click drop shift, and it should basically kick that off your calendar. And I think it'll give us a email saying that that person no longer has dropped the shift. That shift is available now, so we can assign that and substitute for someone else. And then that we can put that one session up on this system. It might be a little tricky just because it can cause a little confusion, like is it a workshop or is this just a substitute? But usually substitute, I think Sarah and I will just, for the most part, just probably call or email people and say, hey, we need a sub, because we don't need subs too often. I think if we start doing subs a lot on here and making shifts available, it'll just confuse people and like, hey, is this a whole workshop that's doing, or is this a substitute opportunity? And then sometimes that's easy to miss. So for substituting, you don't have to drop the shift. If you just know when you sign up for the class that you have to miss a day, just let us know. That way we can plan right away from that day to find you a sub, and then we'll just assign that sub for that one day, and we'll be good to go. So the drop shift is nothing too big. Basically, pickup shift is kind of what you want to focus on. And then as you see here, again, I click pickup shift. Those 2 that I deleted are back up here because on my requests, when I went on my request, I deleted them because those no longer available or no longer interested. But now they're back up here. Again, if I select it and click pickup shift, I'll add it. It'll disappear from here and go to my requests. Just a couple other things on here. We have home is this. So if you click home, it'll take you here. If you click features, basically here are some options here. Schedule preferences. This is where you can say, oh, I like working on this day, or I don't like working on these days. Heads up, this is not something we are looking at because we don't really work in an environment where we have to look at and assign shifts every day and assign people every day and things like that. So, and you're not working for us every day or every week, so we won't really look at what your schedules are. Again, these are your preferences of when you want to work, so you just let us know what workshops work for you, what dates work for you, and then we assign those. We're not going to, just because you're available on a certain day, it doesn't mean we're automatically put you in that class. We do ask you to send that request. So this is not something you really have to work about. This is just a nice little extra features for managers to use to look at all their employees and and what days they like to work and what days they don't like to work, what days they're available and not. So you don't have to worry about that. So again, that's on features, schedule preferences. So we would just kind of recommend like don't even worry about it. Too much of a hassle. And then the next one is coworkers. So this was where you can go and see the people. Maybe you're looking for someone's email because you want to contact them for a class coming up. You can type in their name here, or you can just kind of click down here at the bottom. You see the numbers and just kind of take you through the pages. We have people's phone numbers and emails for the most part. I think everyone should be in there. You can also type in a name of someone. So if I type in, for example, I'm looking for Mary, instead of scrolling through Mary, all the Marys pop up here, and then you can find the right Mary for you. So that's an option as well. That's just so you can have the contact or find the contact information for someone, or you can just reach out to us and we can provide that for you. But again, that's under features and coworkers. Then the last one, schedule all view. This is just another way to review who's teaching what, and you can just see other people that are teaching the classes. Again, nothing you really have to worry about. So the features, there's just some extra features for you to use if you want. Honestly, the only one you might use for this one is coworkers, just to find emails and phone numbers for people. And then,
what if they want to turn that off?
If they want to turn that off, good question. So if you're not comfortable with your email and phone number in this slot, basically you would just go over here to settings, and there's a couple settings here. We'll walk through those. User settings you don't have to worry about. Don't even click on that. Profile and notifications, we'll go into that. So if you don't want your email and phone number on here, you would just go to profile, and this will take you to basically where you can enter your name, last name, phone number, email address, update that good stuff, and then your address, zip code. So if you want to make this complete and nice and pretty, you can do that. Basically, this will take you here. You can't make any edits here, so you have to click Change Profile. This will give you the option to edit. So you would click Change Profile. Here's your employee ID, so that won't, you can't even change that. So you can enter your phone number here. If you have another phone, you can enter that here. You can enter your email. So if you saw on that coworkers tab with all the names and phone numbers, some people are missing names and, I mean, not names, sorry, their emails and phone numbers. So you can go in and edit that yourself, make those changes, or we can go in there and do it for you, but it might just be easier for you to go in there and just check your email, make sure it looks good, enter in your phone number and make sure that looks good. So this is where you can actually change it. Once you click Change Profile, I can edit my phone number, edit my email, and then this is where you give permission on who can see your email and your phone. So this one says show phone to managers. I want to show it to work group associates. I believe this one is just people in your group. So if you're just matter and balance instructors, only maybe other matter and balance instructors can see it. Or you can select everyone, and that's everyone in our system that's involved with Oasis or teaching one of our classes. That's the part-time facilitator, part-time instructor role. So if you're uncomfortable with your name and phone number for whatever reason, just select managers, and only Sarah and I will be able to see it. If you don't mind your name and phone number and you want people to be able to reach you when workshops are coming up, or if they want to schedule or something, you guys didn't share it, you just click everyone here, and it'll allow for everyone to see it that goes into the system. So for our purposes, we just left manager because this is a fake phone number and fake email we don't want people using, so we just left managers. So and then you want to make sure you hit that save button up here. So again, change profile, and then this is where you change that preference. This is change email, mobile number here, and you can enter another number, and then just make sure you hit save, because if you don't hit save, it won't save it. So you click save, it'll take you back to this screen, and all this stuff should be automatically updated. And then again, street address, it doesn't give us an option to enter street address and all that stuff. I think that might be just on the manager's end that we can edit. But since you won't really need each other's addresses. That's nothing we have to worry about right now, but we can go in there and add it for you if you want. But others can't see it anyway. But yeah, so save or back, but make sure you hit save if you made any changes, and that will update this. If you want to put a pretty picture of yourself, I don't know how to do, well, change profile. Nope. Maybe you can't put a pretty picture, sorry. Maybe next time. So let's see. So that will, okay, so that's settings under profile. That's where you can make those changes. And then the final thing is notifications here. If you click that, this is where you can select if you want text or if you want email or if you don't want either of them or if you want both of them to give you updates on certain things that are going on in the system. So basically right now you see that what's checked off is enabled. So I get emails when a schedule is published, meaning that Sarah or I have posted a class up and it's available. So I'll get that email. If a shift has been added or modified or removed, so let's say I'm assigned to matter of balance on Wednesday at 10 a.m., if that's been changed, modified, or removed in my schedule, I'll get an email on that. If there's just a general change in something in the schedule, so if we changed a class from 10 to 12, it's the same location, same day of the week, just a time changed, you will get that notification for that change here. Preference to change requests decision. Again, that's just changing what your requests are for when you'd like to work, I believe. And then, yeah, we don't have to really worry about that. And I don't even think anyone really gets, we don't get emails for that. And then open shifts become available. That's if someone's been assigned to something and then all suddenly it's open because they can't teach one of the classes. Maybe I can't teach session 6, like I said, and now it is available. That one shift is available, but again, that's a little bit more probably towards uh, the substitutes. It might not be, but it doesn't hurt to leave this check just because we don't know if it's. We're not exactly sure if it's just that one day or if a whole class is available to teach. But again, these are just nice things to have enabled. And that way, Sarah and I have gone in there and made some changes, or we posted some stuff, so you can go in there and view and see kind of what's new or what's up to date. If you're just totally comfortable and not getting any emails, and you just want to go in there yourself and review and see what's all available, you kind of have time, and when you want to do it, maybe every once a month or once a week or whatever you want to do, and you don't need any of those notifications via email, just go ahead and uncheck those. Otherwise, you can just kind of leave them checked, and I'll just give you a reminder of when things have been posted, changed, and so forth on the schedule. Sarah and I try not to mess too much with the schedule online. What we really try to do is we make a final schedule and then we post it on there just for people to view, so we won't be changing too many things, just so it doesn't cause too much confusion and you don't get too many emails saying things have been changed and so on. So that's really all the features again. So if you take home, takes you to your schedule here with the pickup shift, drop shift, and your requests. Then you have features here. So again, scheduling preferences, you don't have to worry about. Coworkers is probably the only one you'll use here to see people's emails and phone numbers. And then settings, you'll probably just use, if you want to change your notifications for once, go to notifications. If you need to change anything to your profile, such your name, your email or your phone number, you would go here to profile. So really, that's all there is for this one on here. And again, here you can go to a different month to see the things that you're scheduled for. So if I'm scheduled for something in August, it'll pop up here when I go to August, but it automatically just goes to that month. Right now, like I said, it's blank because I'm not assigned to anything. I think that's it for the scheduling piece. Am I missing anything, Sarah?
I don't think so.
All right, good. So that's kind of how we use this. I know I talked a lot through here, but really, like I said, the main features on here would be editing your profile probably once if you need to update something. Notifications, just as if you want notifications or you don't, that's meaning emails. Features just to find other coworkers, and then home is this. So really, probably pickup shift and my requests are probably going to be the main things you use on this scheduling piece. And then You can exit out of it if you'd like here. I can exit out of it and it'll just take me back to this one. It might have timed me out, so we'll try to see if it timed us out. We'll just have to log in because we haven't been in here for a while, or at least using it. Then the last one here is personal information. If I click that, you see here I wasn't on the site for a while, so it kicks me out. It'll automatically take you to this one where you just log in again, the username and password, type that in, log right back in, and we're logged back in and live and active. So you can see here that we made a total of 3 edits to my my time card, and then I've had a total of 4.25 hours. So this is just a statistics, kind of giving you just showing you how long you've worked, missing punches and all that without actually going into your time card. It's right here for you. You click on any one of these, it just takes you to your time card. And then see here, 4.25 matches what we did. And then, like I said, the last piece here was the personal information. This one is where you can change. If you want to change your password, you would just use your current password that we gave you or that you're using, and then you would type in your new password and you would confirm your new password. And it gives you here directions on what your password needs to include. So there is some kind of guidelines on what you have to do. Again, you can enter your you can enter your email and phone here, and there's another place to update that. Here, you can't really edit anything. This is what we have. This is on our end. This is just showing you some basic information. So really, on personal information, it's just editing your email, your phone number, and then if you want to change your password, and then make sure again you hit save down here at the bottom to save any changes. Really, I think that's primarily most of it. Again, once you're comfortable and once you've made all these little minor changes you have to make just to your profile, you really should probably only be using this time card option and the schedule option. Time card to enter in your time and what you've done, and then schedule, which will take you to a different tab here to be able to pick up shift and see what's available out there. And then again, here we kind of walk through all the options. So am I missing anything else, Sarah?
I don't think so.
So I think that's kind of primarily what we have here for this training. And then if you do have any other questions or need any help, please do contact Sarah, Paige, or myself here. We include the email and the numbers. You can reach us, and then we'll gladly help you with any of these things. Maybe it's resetting your password, or if it's trying to get that pop-up blocker for the first time to cooperate, or just any other small features that this video didn't really help you with. But we wanted to do this video just so you can watch it. You can pause it whenever you want. You can go back to it whenever you need to if you haven't done anything in a while and you just need a refresher. But we did promise this video, I know, a while back, but things kind of got hectic and we just had some time now and we just wanted to get this out to everyone. So things are coming up here in the summer and fall, and hopefully this will give you some confidence to go in there and view the schedule and use the time card and all that good stuff. So again, here's that information for you. And again, the website that we used to log into that we shared at the beginning, but that is here again. And then if any of this stuff was too fast for you, please feel free to pause it, rewind it, and just watch it. But this video will be available to everyone, and we will share it. I don't know if it will be via email, but it might be a link through like a YouTube link, and it will just send you a direct link. You just click it, it'll pop up on YouTube. That's probably the most likely scenario. We'll just send you a YouTube link, and it'll be up on YouTube as a training. So hopefully this was helpful for most of you, if not all of you. And again, if you have any other questions, please do shoot us an email or give us a call. Sarah, any comments or?
Nope. We're going to start adding in information for fall, so be sure to look for that. And then again, anytime that you're not finding a class that you're looking for, feel free to give us a call and say, hey, I'm looking for something south. Do you have anything? And if we do, we'll help you locate it.
Yep, sounds good. All right, well, thank you everyone for sitting through this. We will make this available and we'll send it out to everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.